Well, anyone who comes into this country unlawfully needs one thing if they want regular work: a Social Security number to put on their job application.
But since you have to be here lawfully to get a real Social Security number, those who aren't wind up stealing from those who are. Well, Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis investigated this problem and what it means for one very frustrated Metro resident, Randy.
That's right, Deidre and Rush. Yeah, while our country continues to wrestle with how to handle an estimated 11 million immigrants here illegally, a quiet form of identity theft is committed every day, sometimes in ways you may not spot until years later. So this is your life, or is this the other guy's life?
Well, this is the other guy's life affecting my life.
With a name like David Omlor, O-M-L-O-R, you'd think you'd have it all to yourself. Not even close.
There are a few illegitimate Dave Omlors out there.
If only it were a few. Last year, the Villa Rica tax accountant was laid off from a job he had held for 18 years. So he headed to the Labor Department to file for unemployment benefits. Instead, he only got a surprise.
I was told, well, you're still working. And I said, I am. And they said, yes, you're working at this construction company.
C.W. Matthews, one of the largest construction firms in Georgia. Not exactly David's area of expertise.
I'm wondering how I'm going to put food on the table. And the Department of Labor is telling me that I'm working.
Luckily, the Villa Rica Police Department took his complaint seriously, and with the help of the Cobb County Sheriff's Department, arrested the man they say was pretending to be David. His real name, Juan Estrada-Hernandez, a native of Mexico who'd been working at C.W. Matthews for the last 10 years. You're pretty sure he stole your identity?
Yes, yes.
You think he's the only one?
I don't think he's the only one.
That's because when David asked Social Security to see where else his number may have been used, he got back this list of employers, 21 in all, including restaurants, staffing agencies, and other construction companies. Somehow David Omlor and his Social Security number have become the hardest working combo in Georgia.
It's a real burden. It's a huge burden, and now I have to contact 20 different companies where my identity has been used to gain employment. And there is no resource for me to go to. I have to do that myself.
It wasn't supposed to be like this.
So here's my driver's license and my Social Security card.
By law, most companies use a screening system called E-Verify, which requires newly hired employees provide official documents like a Social Security number. A vast majority of people here illegally are not allowed to apply for a number. So authorities say they either make one up or steal a real one, buying a fake card on the black market. But wait a minute. Surely the Internal Revenue Service had to notice that the same number was being used for all those jobs, often at the same time. All those other David Omlors had taxes taken out. So how come that branch of government didn't do anything? Easy answer, says immigration attorney Charles Cook. The IRS can't.
They're not allowed to talk to ICE. It's illegal for them to talk to ICE. They can't cooperate. They can't say, hey, ICE, we have 8 people paying taxes on the same Social Security number. Here's their addresses. They're literally legally not allowed to do that.
So why not fix the problem? Cook believes he knows. Free money.
But IRS doesn't want that door opened. Why? They're making billions of dollars of money in taxes, particularly Social Security taxes, that will never have to be paid out to the people who actually put the money in.
According to the Social Security Administration, an estimated $11 billion in taxes are collected each year from people who are not legally allowed to be here, much less ever collect Social Security benefits. Like the only man accused so far of pretending to be David Omlor. Because he was able to work, Estrada-Hernandez was able to build a life in Georgia. He's lived quietly in this hateful apartment, raising a family, all 3 American-born children. The 34-year-old father has been in jail without bond since his January arrest.
It tugs at your heart a little bit, but he's not the victim. The victim is me.
But after authorities finally tracked him down, Judge David Emerson had to decide whether to grant Estrada-Hernandez bond and risk him not coming back for his trial.
He is originally from Mexico. However, he's lived in the U.S. almost half of his life. The last thing he wants to do is go back.
We will find out for sure when he goes to trial. Judge Emerson agreed to a $15,000 bond. Estrada-Hernandez walked out of jail the same day.
It was hard enough to find this guy when he was working here. It's ridiculous to give him bond. If he's an illegal, what identity does he have? He has my identity. If he shows back up, I'll be surprised. I'll really be surprised.
Well, a spokesman for C.W. Matthews told me Estrada-Hernandez was actually an employee for a different company that C.W. Matthews later bought in 2006. So in essence, they inherited him. He worked as a pipe layer and survived a big round of layoffs in 2009. So they say he must have been a pretty good worker.
So what's the penalty for what he's done? Because it's hard to imagine he'd want to leave his wife and 3 children.
Yeah, he can go to jail. He can reach a plea bargain agreement, perhaps get probation. But the difference here is, where's he going to work? I mean, he's got a family now in this country. As you said, a wife and 3 American children. He doesn't have this Social Security number anymore to get legitimate work. So how's someone like that going to afford to keep their family
And just
going?
so frustrating for the victims out there.
You can really see how frustrated he is. He was actually audited twice, Deidre, and it spent years trying to work this out. Other people have had their numbers stolen as well. Couldn't get their tax return back.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't get their tax refund back,
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
because they were still struggling with IRS to prove to them that I didn't make all this money. It was somebody else.
Well, seems like the IRS could spare people this trouble.
You would think so.
All right, Randy, thanks.